know you've all seen me handling this. I use this, I set this down on my patterns to hold them in place while I'm trying to trace them and such. But I need a second weight. This is, I think it's just about a pound, maybe a pound and a half lead ingot out of a muffin tin, and I just put some leather on it so that it doesn't scratch leather. I use it when I'm tooling, all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is super handy to have, and I've basically had it for years and years, but I need another weight, something else that I can use when I'm tooling or whatever. But I don't have another ingot like this. I could probably make another one. I have some lead around, but I'm not going to make another one. I don't have a muffin tin, so why bother? But there's another way that you can do it, and it only costs pennies. I'll put you down on a bench and show you what I'm talking about. Alrighty, this is just some leather. I think it's a suede that was resurfaced. I don't use it for much because I can't do much with it. I kind of bought it on a whim. I don't know why. It was really cheap, and that's the only reason why I bought it. But I'm going to go ahead and cut myself a straight line. The first thing you need to kind of decide is what do you want in a weight? Do you want a long weight? Do you want it to be longer and thin? Square, round, what have you. My muffin tin weight works great. It comes in really handy. But sometimes I need something thinner. So I think what I'm going to make now is going to be a thin, long and thin. I'll probably, a couple inches wide, and that's going to be about it. So I'm going to get myself a straight edge here. This is, I'm going to say probably a 2.5 to 3.5 ounce maybe. So now if I want it to be, say, 2 inches wide, we'll double that plus 1/2 inch. So let's just make it 5. So let's grab a second ruler. And there's nothing exact about any of this. I just want things to come out even. No exact science here. You just kind of got to pick a size that is going to work for you. Some people are going to want different sizes. I've got my round one. We're going to make a different size here. And it's just going to kind of come down to that. I want to get a straight edge over here. And having a straight edge, all that's going to do for me is just make it easier to sew when it comes time to sew it up. So we'll take that, and you can usually find scraps of leather in your scrap bin, what have you, for something like this. You don't have to, grab a piece off a side that, that was just a piece that was laying in my scrap bin. So there's that. And I'm going to make this inside out. So if I go this way, I'm going to have something that's probably, well, by the time I get it filled with something, It's gonna, be similar to a funky bean bag actually. I don't know, maybe I should split it in half. So I've got a seam all the way around it. That might work, might not. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to punch holes and I'm going to stitch along the sides. I'm going to leave one end open so that we can fill it. So, I don't think you really, yeah, I'm just going to stitch the end shut and call that good. Let's grab a pad here. And if you really feel like it, you can draw a line. But you know what? I'm not going to be that fussy about it. Because after all, it's just going to be a weight. And as long as it holds the weight that I'm putting in it, that's all that really matters. To fill this, you can use any number of things. You could take apart shotgun shells. I've got some lead shot somewhere around here. So you could use lead shot. Anything that has weight to it. If you're going to use lead shot, I would recommend like a plastic bag or something put in there. Alright, I made my stitch holes all the way around, and I'm going to prepare to stitch it. I'm going to stitch it all the way up to this corner, and then I'm going to fill it and stitch up the top. I'm just going to stitch it, and I'm not going to turn it inside out or anything because it's not going to be that fancy. Just doesn't have to be. All it is a weight. It's a tool meant to be used. Cover my blade there before I get hurt. So let's get this out of the way. Get my rulers out of the way. Cutting mat. Here's some thread. This is whatever it is, 1.2 millimeter. Find a couple of needles here. Alrighty, I'm stitched all across the bottom, all the way up the side, There's a little hole down here. If I was using lead shot, I would either put the shot in a plastic bag or I'd put another stitch in there. It's not a big deal for what I'm doing here. Remember the part where I said that this will only cost you pennies? A little bit of thread, we don't even count. The leather came out of the scrap bin anyway. What we're going to use to fill it is pennies. It only costs you pennies. They still have weight to them. I am going to go through these real quick. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, pennies prior to 1964 and older are like 80% copper. So anything prior to 1964, that's a dime. Looked like a penny. Anything prior to 64 I'll keep separate. And I'm looking for a 1973S to finish a book that I'm filling. All my coin books go to my grandkids at some point, but you know. So I'm going to go sort through these real quick, and then we'll get to filling up our pouch here, stitch it off, we'll be done. So we'll be back. From here on, we're just going to fill this up. Now, a lot of people save their pennies and turn them into the bank, but honestly, I need another weight. Squeeze a few more in there. I think I'm going to get them all in. There we go. So now, we'll just stitch her up. There we go. Alrighty, all done. And like I said before, I just needed another weight to hold my stuff down. I didn't want to make another lead weight like this one. I do need to recover this. It's getting a little worn out, but I've been using this for, gosh, I don't know, an awful lot of years. Been toying with the idea of putting a handle on it, a handle of some sort. I did get a line on, I have around here somewhere, a lead boat anchor. And I need to melt that down anyway, and I might make some more ingots. This works really well. But it's, it's a pound and a half, maybe it's 2 pounds, I don't know. I got a scale around here somewhere. But this worked out pretty well, just having some pennies in lieu of anything else. Lead shot would have worked really well. Kind of like a bean bag. But there you go. It's a quick down and dirty little tool tip. Hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of it. A little weight bag to help keep your work steady while you're doing stuff with it. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. I appreciate it. Leave a comment. Recently, I had a comment from somebody that said they liked that I respond to my comments. I will pretty much respond to every comment that's left on my channel. So if you leave a comment, I'll at least say thank you for leaving a comment. I do respond to comments, and I respond to everyone. Anyone that takes the time to leave a comment, I think it's only respectful of me to reply to that comment. You took the time to comment on my video. the least I can do is reply with something, at least a thank you, so that you know that I did read your comment, and I do appreciate your comment, and I do appreciate you watching my video. So, with that being said, thank you very much for watching my video. Stay safe, God bless, and we'll catch you in the next video.